Sorry I'm a little late again. Yes, things are conspiring against me at the moment, but I'm here. So here we go. So this is self-employment, and this is self-employment and online work options part 4. Um, so one thing that I think I went through briefly was to show you expertise online before, but you can do this in tutoring or coaching or mentoring capacity. So at the moment, we've got lots of kids at home of varying ages that would be taking exams, or even adults. I mean, we've got universities and other courses. I even know that a few of my friends from the corporate world have had exams disrupted that would help their career progression. So there are lots of opportunities for you to be able to use your skills to keep people's knowledge up to date, whether that is just purely tutoring to keep them up to date with what they need to know, or in a coaching capacity. I think a lot of people are and have found the situation that we find ourselves in at the moment, the global situation that we find ourselves in, quite, well, it's overwhelming, unsettling, disruptive. It's yeah, it's brought a whole new slant to life, should we say. And now is an opportunity to help as many people thrive as possible through it. If you have the skills to do that, I would recommend, even if you just want to help people, do it. But if you're looking at setting up a small online business, I mean, maybe I know a lot of people at the moment are doing everything's free through the pandemic, and then at the end of it, they'll start charging. So if that resonates with you, do it that way. But there's you can do it, like I said, so in time for exams, for people to keep knowledge, help younger people, refresh them before going back to school. So the younger children, maybe probably more secondary school. I'm not sure. My one isn't old enough yet to be going to junior school, but I'm sure there's something there that you can help people with. Pass on your valuable skills. So that's more like in the mentoring capacity. So you don't have to coach someone in something specific. Like I said, it could be life management, or stress management, or overwhelm, or deciding on a new career path. I think lots of people are going to be changing their careers after this to either accommodate if anything as awful as this might happen again, or if they've actually just realised that they quite like spending time at home with their family, and they just like commuting, or they've suddenly had some time away from their job and they realise actually this really isn't what floats my boat. This is what does, and this is what, or I don't know what does. Please, can someone help me find out what does? So there's that as well, and there's also the business side. So you can advise small businesses. So small businesses have been disrupted hugely through the recent events. So can you advise them on where they can go for funding, where they can go for grants, what insurance they could claim, how they can help their employees, there's so many ways that you can do that for them. Or could you help them, could you do some spiritual work with them, mindfulness or something, like I said, with trying to help people with the overwhelm and the disruption. Could you advise them on fitness and nutrition, how to do it at home? Because everyone is now, I mean, we have our one exercise a day, but do people actually do, like, as the guidelines are, raise your heart rate to a certain level, or is it just a nice? I know for me, I'm going on a nice gentle walk with my daughter, so I know that I could do with it personally. So there's those, and then there's also another one, translations. I think I mentioned before. If not, then I am mentioning it now. Help people with translation, and then if not, language skills. If people want to learn a new language, I think maybe also after this, when travel restrictions are lifted, then people will be wanting to travel as much as possible. So potentially languages could also be there. So then on to the next one for today is get paid to test digital projects. Good. Try and get that out in one go. So there's two ones to that. So one's a digital project and one is an app tester. So the app testers, you download them and you play around with them. And I think what happens is your user data gets filtered back to them, so that it's kind of, oh goodness, I don't know the right word, analytics. So it's the user experience that they see, and they can see what problems you have and everything, and then they can change things. So you do get paid for that, and I think it's about £50 a pop, so £50 every time you go. There's 3 websites that I found: User Testing, Userlistics, and Testbirds. So that is something that, if you like an app, then maybe try that one out. And then digital products, you download them or you try them for free, you sign up, and then they record your experience. So that it's the same with an app, but it's just in a slightly different format. That also is through user testing, web usability, or testing time. So those are the last 2 for this week. And then there's the one that I do, which is I trade the currency, the foreign exchange market. It is, it's been the easiest thing for me to do with having my daughter. It takes me about 30 minutes a day in total to do the work. And depending on how diligent you are and how much you are willing to apply yourself, you can make a fair amount of money. Yes, it does depend on what you start with, but the whole idea is with this is it's not a get rich quick. I want to make that very clear. For me, it's easy money, but both ways, come and go. So you need to have huge self-governance. You need to have rules. You need to have a trade plan. You need to have thought everything out. And then mindset is a huge thing. I've been working on this now for it's about 2.5 years. And it's only really in the last 3 to 4 months everything has sunk in. And that was because I was determined that I didn't need to change my mindset. It was fine. I was doing everything that I needed to do. So I'm going to cover that a bit more next week, but only just in probably just on Monday. And then I'll have a PDF that you guys can download if you want to take it further. But that's what I do. It's just I won't talk about it all now because I could go on for it for like an hour. But basically, there are very low barriers to entry. You can start making a small amount of money, or you can start making a large amount of money, but there is huge self-governance that's needed. Otherwise, you are in effect just gambling. So it's treating it like a business. Anyway, those are the 3 things for today. If any of these ideas appeal to you, or you'd like me to research any further, or you want the notes that I've mentioned, if you need the websites or anything like that, then please shout, or for any how-tos. Things to be clear of when you're doing any online business or any self-employed business: be very clear on what you're offering, be clear on the niche that you're filling, be clear on your customer, potentially do a couple of freebies to start, or like I said, for the coaching, maybe if you want to do it free through the pandemic, and then at the end you can change, or you can even actually just reassess if you like doing what you're doing at the end of that. If you feel that you've helped people and you want to go back to what you are doing, then fabulous, you've helped people. And what else have we got here? Sorry, I'm still reading from notes. Self-employment, be aware that income is irregular. You need to have a strategy, a marketing plan, a business plan to continue your lead generations, your funnel, and therefore your income. And don't give up. Keep showing up. Keep going. People resonate if you are working with your passion, and you don't have to be perfect before you start. Geez, like I said, I think I've said before, my first live video was appalling. I can't remember how many times I said and how bad the lighting was, and etc., how bad my sound was. But somehow some of you are still here, I think, if you followed me all the way through, and you're resonating with my message, because I am passionate about what I'm talking about, which I didn't even say at the beginning of this video. I've just realized I'm definitely not perfect. I work with parents to make work for them, not you work for work. So don't be a slave to the 9 to 5, or work for someone else's dreams. That's my main aim. You can parent the way you want to and earn an income around that. You don't have to choose between the two. And that's really the message that I am looking to get across. And so that's what I'm really passionate about. So hopefully you forgive all the faux pas and all the mess and everything that I make of stuff, and the fact that I'm still going from notes. So yes, so if you like the general gist of what I'm talking about, or you want to come join us and you're similar-minded with the way you want to work and parent, then drop me a message, come and join our group, Parents Wanting to Work from Home. I'm still looking for something a bit more, succinct in the way to describe that, because it's not just parents wanting to work from home, it's them wanting to make work around the family life. So if you're creative and you have any amazing ideas, I'd be super grateful, please. But otherwise, until then, have a fabulous weekend. I hope you're all staying safe and well, and I will catch you on Monday. Okay, take care. Bye bye.